Okay, welcome. This is Carrie Kennedy, and I was going to show y'all how to do the washi tape. It's really simple. So what I have here are a few pieces that I picked up that definitely, unfortunately, have some bubbles, or like this one, it's just, hopefully you can see that, really dark, and I really just don't like that. So I think I'm going to use that one first. So the washi tape that I'm talking about, this is a nice little dispenser that I got from Koi Pen Shop. There, if you're in the United States or even Australia, they do ship from China, so there is a little bit of a delay. It's not like something you can just get tomorrow. But I did find several of these designs. Actually, if you have Amazon, there's another place also you could find some washi tape. So as you can see, some of these have some gold or silver in them, and some don't. So it's just a matter of personal preference. The one that I used on the post on the hearts that I recently did, hopefully I have it, is this one, I think. Yeah. So this one has lots of little flowers. There's lots of gold leaf in there, and it really looks well on the polymer clay jewelry. Some of the others that I have, different designs. And like I said, even Hobby Lobby has some great washi tape designs if you live in the States. Michael's, Joann's, all of your kind of craft stores will probably have this, and it will probably be in the department that you find things for scrapbooking. So this is the first step. So I have my piece of clay that I'm going to use here. The hardest step is which one to use. So I think kind of like this, and even if this isn't the best one to use, that's what I'm going to use. So I'm just going to place it to where I want to make sure. Actually, that one might be a little too skinny. Let's try one of the larger ones and see how that comes out. Told you there's no, yeah. You know, I'm just getting picky. Okay, here's a really wide one, but I like it because it has a lot of cool colors in it. So let's say, because I saw some bubbles in here, and I'm just going to use it like this. Now, if you notice, I don't know how well this works with a darker bottom, because it's kind of showing through, but this at least will show you how to do it. So I'm going to probably waste quite a bit of this, but maybe you could find some other use for it. So now it's on there. I still have some of my clay showing. I'm going to flip it over. I think I'm going to have to take the gloves off. It's driving me nuts. And I'm not a YouTube person. I don't do a lot of YouTubes or videos. So all I'm going to do is just kind of go around the edge of the washi tape. And hopefully I'm cutting this well enough. Yeah. Looks like I missed a little spot there. Okay. So now it's on there. Now you may have to go back and clean up some of the sides, and you could just, kind of like you would with your clay, use your knife to clean some of that up that you don't like. And then you probably could sand that down also. So one of the things that I personally don't like is the straight line. I'm not a big fan of that. So what I'm going to do is just pick a point. You also could do an X-Acto knife around whatever design is in the clay. Like you could, maybe you just want these hearts, so you could just X-Acto knife around the hearts and then lift up. This is a little bit of a tricky part. You'll lift up the part you don't want. I didn't quite do that the way I wanted to, but you kind of get the idea. There we go. Now that is on. Now another part you could do is take a gold leaf pen, and I don't have any skinny ones here, but just kind of, I don't know, you could add some gold leaf here along the edge, kind of to make that line kind of blend in. That's just an idea. Definitely doesn't have to be. So at this point, the next step would be to put UV resin. So I've got the paper on here, so that's going to adhere pretty well with the UV resin. So another option would be to take some sandpaper and maybe just, I have this Dremel, you know, just kind of rough it up a little bit. That should help the UV resin to have something easier to hold on to. All right. I don't even know if you really needed to do that. Now I'm going to use this UV resin that I get on Amazon that I like. I've used it for a long time now. So I'm going to put quite a bunch here. And I just realized I don't have my usual little thing that I push my resin around with. So we're just going to improvise and just going to make sure I get all the way out to the edges. You can be, you know, be careful with the UV resin that you don't have any bubbles, because once you hit it with that UV light, oh yeah, that's it. Can't get them to go away. I mean, I guess maybe you could sand it. Okay. I think I do see a few little bubbles there, but they're kind of minor. The cheapest way to use the UV resin is to use a flashlight, the black light flashlight or the UV light. I like using this with jewelry. What I usually do is I get it going with this. Then when it's enough where I could pick it up, then I put it into my larger UV light tray. So I know it's going to need a little bit more time in a UV light, but that's basically it. I do see a bubble right there, which is going to bug me. But I started doing this years ago with, I used to make resin jewelry. So as you can see with resin, I've got the same thing. I did the resin earring and then put some washi tape on it, different kinds, and then put the UV resin on to seal that. Here's another example of one that I did. This is not clay, this is resin. And again, another one. So just to give you some ideas of ways you could use it differently. So I have quite a few here. These hearts did not come out well. That you know, I've got a lot of little bubbles, and this is kind of a new thing for me with clay. So I have a lot to learn, but I think this technique will help